Images are what makes a website exciting and makes it stand out from others. They draw the user in and add visual appeal. There are several different types of images and not all are usable on the web. Images must be in the format of a GIF, PNG, JPEG, or SVG. GIFs are lower quality photos and animations. The lower quality helps them to take up less space, but may not be suitable for graphics that need to be displayed at a larger size. Notice how this one loses quality as it gets larger. PNGs are higher quality but do not support animation. They do support transparent backgrounds like this one from Grantham's website. It can go much larger than the GIF before losing clarity. JPEGs are the highest quality and also the largest file size. Notice this one can fill the screen without losing clarity. These are usually what you will want to use on your website. You can also create images using markup instead of typical image files. SVG and Canvas are two types of these. They are both new and not widely supported yet. Graphics done with these methods would be unlikely to work in older browsers. This type of markup is also beyond the scope of this class, but it is good to be familiar with the terms. Note that Photoshop files cannot be used on the web. They must be converted to one of these other file types to be used. A basic image tag looks like this. Note this is what is called an empty tag, and you should recall from week 1, this means that it is a single tag and does not have a separate closing tag. Empty does not mean that we cannot put lots of things between the brackets. You need the image element, the source attribute, an equal, and the image name in quotes. These are other attributes you should also use. The alt attribute displays alternate text for browsers that cannot display the image. This is particularly important to include for users with disabilities that are using special browsers that read the alt text to tell the user what is on the page. You may also want to specify height and width. With all heights and widths, it is a good idea to use units of measure. There are several you can use. Absolute measures are the same size on every screen. These include inch, centimeter, millimeter, point, and pica. Since these are the same on every screen, you might like to use them for consistency. But a site that appears the same way on the largest of desktops and the smallest of phones will not work well for one or both of them. The most likely time for you to use absolute measurements is if you create a printable version of a page. Pixels are sometimes included on both lists. Pixels are the teeny little dots on a user's screen. You may have been asked to set the resolution on your monitor and were given choices that look like 1280 by 600. This is the number of pixels on your screen. Users can set the number of pixels on their screens to display more or less depending on their preferences. Setting your web page sizes to pixels will adjust to whatever settings the user has chosen for their computer display. However, it will not size up for the visually impaired readers nor scale down for phone screens. The default unit of measure is a pixel, so if you leave off your unit of measure, the browser will use pixels. It is better to use true relative measures. These are sizes that are relative to something else on the viewer screen. One relative measure is EM. This sets everything in relation to the browser's default font size. If a user has a browser that is set to large print, it adjusts everything accordingly. Percents are also relative measures. These adjust to fill the percentage of the container they are in. So if you have an image set to a width of 100%, it will go all the way across the page. And if you resize the browser window, the image resizes with it to go across 100% of the new size. This is even more important for phone screens. Using relative measures prevents users from having to scroll around so much. Percents can also be used in relation to the size of the table or other container the element is in. Now that you have learned to insert links and how to insert images, you can put them together. You can include an image that users can click on to take them somewhere else. Clicking on a logo on a website often takes users to the home page. Buttons are usually images that link the users to certain functions. To link to an image, you start with the usual link tags, with the anchor opening and closing, the href, the equal, and the value link to in quotes. Between the tags, you add the image markup. Now you can successfully add images to your site.